We play this game to win, by any means necessary. To our last breath, to the last play, we hunt. When we bleed, it's orange and green. War ready is the phrase often used. Around these parks, it's game time. No need to turn back the hands of time. We back like we never left. One thing that'll never change is the brand, the you. Alright, it's your boy Wise. I'm back. We're gonna get into this Miami versus Louisville recap. So we're gonna start out, just top of the top, man. 52-45. I believe my initial score prediction, I think, was 42-31. So I knew it would be up there, really, on both sides of the ball. I knew we would score. I knew our defense was going to give up around their average, or at least their average, and they did. They scored the additional touchdown at the end, which made it seem a little... So don't get me wrong, the game was close the entire time, but we did go up 14 when Martinez had that crazy run. And he hold them boys, go through the hole, ran the safety, the fuck over, and then after that he carried like 3 of their ass in the end zone. Once that play happened, them boys' soul was fucking dead. You feel me? That shit was over with. So that whole, we kick it off, they go down there and drive, that shit don't even fucking matter. But 52-45, Cam Ward was 21 of 32 for 319 yards, 4 touchdowns. I believe they sacked us 3 times. Honestly, man, Cam Ward really only made one bad decision, in my opinion, which was the throw up the field to Elijah Arroyo before the play. He clearly locked on to him and decided that he was going to try to get Arroyo the ball. Arroyo was in double coverage, and it was just a bad throw, bad decision. He threw it straight to the DB, and Arroyo broke the pass up. I thought that was a pivotal play because, that would have took points off the board for us. And then after he broke it up, my boy Arroyo did the goddamn... the seatbelt shit, clamping. That shit was hilarious. I'm like, bruh, you gonna do the lockdown shit on the DB for breaking it up? But yeah, man. So, other than that, man, I thought he started off. If I'm not mistaken, he started off 1 of 4. And I was just going through my notes. I rewatched the film. Like, his first throw to Horton was a bad throw. Then he missed Horton again. So the first one, whatever. The second one, he straight missed Horton. Horton was wide open. And then it was on a comeback. And then on the third one, he missed Horton again. He was running, I guess like a slant. And or it might have been a little skinny post, but like he just completely missed him. So he started out 1 of 4. And obviously they bullshitted us on some of the calls and stuff, but we'll get into that later, man. So Martinez, 12 carries, 89 yards rushing. He led us in rushing this past weekend. Fletcher also had some great runs for us, as well as AJ Allen, man. He provided a great spark when he came in the fourth quarter. I didn't really agree with the fact of how they did that, though. Like, I feel like it's unfair to a kid to, in the heat of a game, I believe it may have been 38-38 or some shit like that. Like, you just throw him in. Like, he didn't play all game. He didn't give him forget carries. Like, he didn't have any reps. And then you throw him in at the top of the fourth quarter. He stayed prepared, so he was able to do what he needed to do. But once again, man, I think the running back rotations is a bunch of bullshit. And Shannon Dawson confirmed for me that the running back rotation is literally all predicated upon what Matt Merritt decides to do. He said he will rarely ever say anything to anybody about personnel. He said, he leaves it up to them to basically decide who they want to play, right? So KB decides who's in at receiver, Waddell at tight end, Merritt, running backs, obviously, Mariball controls the O-line and stuff, man. But I don't know what the fuck Matt Merritt doing, but we'll get into that later. Sam Brown, man. But Sam Brown had himself a fucking day. I'm happy he had a day. It was long overdue. The kid had 3 catches for 125 yards, 2 really big plays, scored the touchdown, and then his last catch he had when Ward hit him, and then he broke a tackle and took off. He stiffed the fuck out of Buddy. Like, that shit was crazy. I'm like, this is what we want to see. You feel me? So, shout out Sam Brown, man. I'm glad you had a great game, kid. I hope he continues to play well. X also had another 100-yard game. All 4 of our wide receivers caught touchdowns this past game, so I thought that was good to see. The tight ends didn't have a catch this game, if I'm not mistaken. But I will say, though, when I tell you, man, when I cut that film on, dog, that boy Elijah Arroyo be blocking his ass off. Between the amount of key blocks that he made throughout the game and the run game, the block on the play where Cam threw it downfield to X, where they on live during the game, they was talking about that potentially being a holding that was missed for like 2 minutes. I was like, yo, if this ain't some biased ass shit, like, shut the fuck up. Like, one, they didn't call it, right? They definitely could have called a hold on that play. But it's a bunch of other fuck shit that they was calling or wasn't calling. So get out of here with that bullshit. Honestly, you motherfuckers should have covered X and shouldn't have left him wide the fuck open. But whatever. Fuck Louisville. But Arroyo blocking his ass off. Lofton be blocking his ass off too. They swear that Riley was, such a good blocker and stuff. But I don't really be seeing Riley Williams make impact blocks when he get in the game. I could be wrong. Y'all let me know in the comments if I'm wrong and everything. But I don't really recall Riley Williams making too many impact blocks. If anything, I be seeing him getting moved off his point a little more than I should, especially, how big he is or stature-wise. So, that's pretty much that as far as, the stats on offense. On their side, Tyler Shuck, he was 31 of 51 for 342 yards. He threw 4 touchdowns. He got an extra one at the end of the game. Isaac Brown, 9 carries for 56 yards and a touchdown. Obviously, I highlighted him, and we'll get to that in a second. But and then Brooks, he had a 100-yard game. He easily could have had another 100 yards with the multiple PI calls, and then he was wide open on a couple of posts where he was routing us the fuck up and they missed him. So, that's that. And then obviously the tight end scored a touchdown. Wouldn't be a Miami defensive game if we didn't let the tight end score a touchdown, right? That's been a thing past 3 weeks at least, but we already know what it is, man. When the game was on air, they even said that Braum said when he watched the film, he knew that he had mismatches with his tight ends pretty much against us on every play. And that's basically because we've been shitty covering tight ends, bro. Like, we ain't been good at covering a tight end, and I don't know how long. And everybody knows it. And it's like we don't fucking know it. Or our coaches do know it. And I'm going to get to that later. Because my boy Guidry's stressed out. But, nah, man, I think that I think overall, man, I'm just happy that we won the game, right? At no point for me did I ever feel like the game was in jeopardy. It was back and forth continuously. I thought that when we went up 17-7, that we had an opportunity to really do some shit, but things didn't pan out the way they needed to, man. I'm not really gonna cover the defensive stats like that, I guess, just because it's like, I mean, neither defense, in my opinion, well, let me back up before I tell a lie. So I will cover the defensive stats. Hey man, shout out Simeon Barrow. Straight up. Barrow been playing like a fucking madman the last 3 weeks basically. And, I appreciate everything he's doing. He's out there being a fucking beast, wreaking havoc. Stat sheet, he only had 1 sack. He had 6 tackles. One of the tackles he had was before the Isaac Brown touchdown, when Brown hit the hole and literally nobody was there. They said he got tripped, but he didn't. Barrow came through, raked down, and ended up hitting him, and Brown tripped. If he didn't trip him up, he might have housed it on us then. I mean, we had 2 people converging, but we're not good in open space tackling anyway. And then the next play he scored. But between that, the sack that he had, the combo tackle with him and Bain, where he forced that fumble, and some other plays too, man. When they had got all the way down the field on the goal line on the first play, a lot of people didn't do what they was supposed to. Barrow blew that shit the fuck up. So shout out him. I want to make sure that I shout out Mesidor as well. I know the stats are not what people probably want them to be, but the tape that he is putting together this year has been phenomenal. Mesidor he's being fucking relentless out there. And I know the stats ain't adding up, but every time I watch the tape, this motherfucker going 100 miles an hour. He's the reason that a lot of these other plays and sacks and penetrations are happening. So, shout out Mezzy, man. He could easily be like, fuck this shit, put me back at DN so I can get a lot of sacks, and shit like that. But he's being a team player and wreaking havoc where in a position that we need him to play. Because, getting pass rush from the DT between him and Barrow has been great. So shout him out for sure. Shout out Rupen Bain, man. I thought Bain had a much better game than he did last week, second week back. And I thought he was relentless out there. He definitely looked like himself again. And it's only more to come. You know what I'm saying? It's only more to come with Ruben Bain. So stay healthy, my brother. OJ don't need to come off the field. I don't know why OJ be coming off the field. I don't know why OJ ain't playing every snap. There's no reason that OJ Frederick should come off the field on defense at any point. With the corners that we got, there's no reason he should come off the field, bro. Like, I just don't understand that shit. I think the first time I saw OJ playing, and I could be wrong, it was like top of the second quarter. I'm like, yo, what are we doing? So that's crazy to me, but keep doing what you're doing, OJ. Let's see. Zaquan Patterson. I need Zaquan Patterson to take at least half the reps against Florida State. Okay? So, and we'll get into that later, but shout out Zaquan Patterson for sure. Tyler Barron was playing a great game. He was really aggressive off the edge, and he was doing some good things, man. And I'm probably going to hold it there. Shout out Popo on the fumble recovery. I also just like what Popo be doing when he be out there, man. I like the way it looks. And the more and more reps that he gets, the better it'll look. Yeah, and I think overall that's it. If I miss somebody, I'll probably get back to them later, but we're gonna kind of get into it with some of these guys. So as far as key players, man, Cam Ward did what Cam Ward does. Definitely Cam Ward missed probably 6 or 7 wide open passes. Like I said, he started a little off. He threw Horton 3 bad balls or 2 bad balls and another one. And then there was some other throws that he was missing here or there. Um, I didn't really have that much of a problem with it just because, man, I thought we did good in the run game. 200 rushing yards, and that's factoring in the fact that Cam got sacked 3 times and lost some yardage. You feel me? So, Martinez, obviously, the run, come on, man. That shit was crazy. And I don't know if y'all pay attention, man. If you go look at the interview, Martinez said that and this is what's funny about this shit, man. I see how running backs be running, and it just don't look like them. Which Fletcher has looked good these past 2 weeks, but I've also seen Fletcher doing that shit that Martinez be doing, a little hesitation. They think they Le'Veon Bell type shit. And I can only come to the conclusion that they're being coached to do that. I never recall Martinez running like that when he was at Oregon State. Fletcher definitely never ran like that last year. But if you listen to what Martinez said when they asked him about the run, on that particular run play, he was coached to hit the hole. He was basically supposed to pick up 4 or 5 yards. And he said he did what he was coached to do. He was told to try to get 4 or 5. Once he got there, he had done what he was asked to do. So he said at that point, he decided he was going to do him. And that's when he ran bro the fuck over and decided to get up out of there. But what it sounds like to me, man, it sounds like there's quote unquote too much coaching going on with the running backs. Bro, let them guys play. For me to hear a guy say, "Oh yeah, I'm being coached," like obviously you want to tell them secure the ball, whatever. But even if you tell them get 4 or 5, it's the end of the game. Like a comment like that lets me know they're being coached on how they should run, even at other points in the game. And this man was one of the best running backs in college football last year for a reason. Now, don't get me wrong, because a lot of other running backs that were at the top of the shit last year aren't necessarily balling this year. I don't think Ollie Gordon is doing too good. Judkins don't look like the Judkins that we had been seeing consistently. Donovan Edwards, I don't even know if he's, what he's really doing. So it's a lot of backs that aren't, looking like they was looking last year. But at the same time, man, I feel like the merit might be in these guys' head about what they should or shouldn't be doing. Like, just go out there and let them run the ball. If Martinez had bounced 10% of the runs that he's had opportunities to bounce, motherfucker have twice the amount of yardage he got on the season. Like, he's had plenty of opportunities to bounce runs out, but he just won't do it. And now, because of that comment he made, I'm thinking, I wonder if he's being told to not attempt to bounce runs. So, you never know, but there, just in general, man, with the running back rotation, like, we be on some bullshit. This is the second week in a row that Fletcher got cooking. The very next drive we come out, Martinez back in the game. We discussed this in the last video. I just don't fucking understand why we do that. It's the first quarter, dog. Fletcher is not tired. He's not gassed. We literally got the running backs set up on a schedule on who gets what drive. That shit is fucking retarded. What happened to dealing with the feel of the game? And come on, dog. Like, what are we doing? Are we coaching these kids? Or are we just doing robotic shit? There is no reason you should be pulling running backs when they've kind of hit a groove and somebody is cooking. That shit don't even make sense. So we got to get that shit handled overall with the rotation. Even the shit with AJ Allen. I'm glad he played. I loved what he did for us. He provided a spark. He gave us some good runs. But there's no reason we should be the 7th game of the season and this man can't get the ball. Like, we got to tighten that shit up, man, for real. Like, we really do. AJ Allen has deserved more carries. prior to this. And I hope moving forward, we don't wait until the fucking fourth quarter to just plop somebody in a game that's been cold for fucking 45 minutes. So if whatever, I know certain people come across this and they don't say anything, but I hope somebody lets Matt Merritt see this. You need to fucking tighten up, bro. Get that shit right. Stop all of that scheduling the running backs to go in and out. You stop being a robot. Like, football. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of this shit is flow. If Fletcher's cooking, motherfucking, like, he had like 5 or 8 carries for like 56 yards in like the first quarter or some shit. Why would you take him out the game? Like, what are we really doing for real? He ended up with 53 yards. That shit don't make sense, man. So we gotta tighten up with that shit for real. But the run game looked good. I will say that. I was very pleased with what we did with the run game. We actually ran the ball. We called 28 run plays. But it ain't even about the count as much as it is about I liked what we was doing in the run game overall. Jalen Rivers being back was important. He opened up a couple of big holes. Like I said, I think the stamp of the game for blocking goes to Elijah Arroyo. I can't tell you how many times I seen that motherfucker coming in full speed, flying, cracking motherfuckers. Like, he coming there and boom, he making his contact, bro. And he was doing some shit. So shout him out for real. But Jalen Rivers being back was a good thing. He got beat pretty bad on one of those sacks or whatever, but he ain't played in like 5 weeks. So I'm gonna give him a pass on that. Normally that's the type of shit I usually see happen with Markel Bell. Somebody that's a really good speed rusher get around him. But I like what we did in the run game, man. Like, for real, I was impressed with what happened in that aspect. But overall, I felt we played a balanced game. Another 500 and something yards. And we did what we needed to do on offense. Ward left some points out there. The bitch ass officials was out there cheating and shit. Like, they called the Restrepo touchdown back on the first drive. It was 3rd and 6. We run it the mesh play. Arroyo makes contact with Buddy barely, but rather if he did it or not, X was sliding on him and Buddy had quit on the play anyway. He goes in, they throw the flag, but obviously towards the end of the game, they run a pick play and they do try to fucking tackle Maui Noah. They don't even do shit about it. No flag, no nothing. Now, granted, Maui Noah wasn't going to stop him regardless because we shouldn't be asking him to do that. But we'll get to that later. But yeah, no flag. So that was some bullshit. But we definitely left some points out there. But I mean, I don't know how mad you can really be because we scored 52. So that's that, man. It's just overall with the offense. Jacoby had the dope TD from Cam. Horton obviously had a TD. Horton would have had way more yards if Cam Ward didn't throw him a bunch of bad passes. But a lot to clean up on film, man. I looked at the film. There's a lot we can do better, but it's always good when it's coming off a win. At the end of the day, we have one of the best, if not the best, offense in the country. And I'm not going to sit up here and nitpick about too much with the offense outside of the fact that we got to get the running back rotation shit handled. These kids ain't robots, and we got to do better than that. Our key players were our key players. We're going to touch on theirs because everybody that I touched on before the game did us the fuck in on defense, except one person. So I didn't key in on Colin Lacey before the game. He had missed the first 3 games, played the last 3. I didn't realize how explosive he could be, but yeah, he was fucking us up a little bit. I mean, when you look at it, he only had 57 receiving yards, but the explosiveness was there. Obviously, he took the kickoff back for a touchdown. That shit was horrendous coverage on kickoff. But I told y'all last week, I literally was talking about how bad the kickoff coverage was. Oh, and then that might have been in the Cal video that I recorded, but I didn't release. But they almost cribbed some shit on us with Cal on 2 occasions. Like, the kickoff coverage has been ass majority of the year, and it just so happens that somebody made us pay. The fix for that is to just have Andy kick that bitch out the end zone, right? I think that's the easiest way to fix it, because we got a lot of young players on special teams that we're giving reps to, and I don't think they're taking that shit how they supposed to take it. And I know times have changed and all of that, man, but dog, they got a couple of folks on kickoff that's headhunters, but back in the day, motherfuckers used to take pride when they was at the U and trying to take a bitch head off. And you can cleanly do it now. It's not like you gotta, do it the old school. No, you can cleanly do it, but it's just like that's not something that I feel like these kids. I don't feel like they take pride in making big plays on special teams. I feel like a lot of the kids that's out there feel like they should be getting snaps on defense or offense or vice versa. So them special team reps, they're not taking them with the seriousness that they need to take them with. But, the quick fix, man, is have Andy just keep kicking that shit out the end zone. That's the quickest way to fix that. But outside of everything else, man, Tyler Shuck, he took care of the ball overall, from the stats, not from what he was doing in the game. He made a lot of risky last second, just throwing that bitch around the line of scrimmage throws, and every time he did it, I'm like, why we ain't picked none of these shits off? Every time they caught it, he was doing some little quirky shit or whatever, but he didn't turn the ball over. Isaac Brown, I said before the game that boy was gonna crib some shit if we ain't tighten up. He did. Once he had the fumble, they kind of went away from him, which I thought was stupid. And I'm not coaching them, so it is what it is. But if we being real, bro, Louisville was pretty much averaging fucking 8 yards a carry on us. I do not know why them boys went away from the run. And you can't look at the end of the game stats because it factors in Tyler Shuck's sack yardage, so it's a negative there. But Brown had the 43-yard touchdown. Right before that, he had an 8-yard run. And that was majority of his yards. But he had 9 carries for 56. Duke Watson had 3 carries for 39, which is 13-yard average. And Don Chaney had 3 carries for 29 because he ripped off a 26-yard run on us. I believe that was on that 3rd and 3 where we vacated the middle on a 3rd and 3. I don't know why the fuck we would do that. And then boom, he hit the shit and he broke. But they consistently was kind of having a way getting what they wanted in the run game. They just got away from it. They got away from it because they was trying to be ultra aggressive passing because they knew how trash our pass defense was or has been. And they missed on a lot of shots that they probably should have had. But as effective as they were, like, that shit is crazy, bro. They only 12, 15, bro, they only handed the ball off 16 times to their running backs. 16 times the motherfuckers averaging 8 yards a pop. Boy, when I tell you I'm going to be handing that motherfucker off so quick, but yeah. So that's that. They went away from the kid, one mistake. Chaney tried his best to play his heart out. He made two pretty good plays on us. One for 26, one for 19. Ja'Cory Brooks, 100 yards, 2 tuds. Easily could have had 200 yards. In particular, I remember it was this one play, and I might look at it on the film, I'm not sure, but where they had designed the play for, I don't know if it was the running back or the tight end, they threw it up the field. Bro, when I tell you that boy routed De'Ani Hill so fucking bad, dog, that post was wide open. There was no help. There was no nothing. When he ran it, I said, thank God they missed him. Because that was such an easy throw. He could have threw it out in front. He could have put it right on him. Like, he got routed bad. Chris Bell made some plays for them as well. And then the tight end caught the touchdown, which isn't surprising. Just, just in general. The way if we go look at that play too, that shit crazy though. But it Ja'Cory Brooks was also wide open on that play where the tight end caught the touchdown. We pretty much didn't pick up either guy that flowed this way on that play. So he was like, oh, who had the tight end? Ja'Cory Brooks was wide the fuck open. Two people. The defensive bus, they happened again. We didn't give up anything super long outside of the 43-yard touchdown, but 28-yard pass, 27-yard pass, 28-yard pass, 17-yard pass, 19-yard pass, 26-yard run, 26-yard run, 43-yard run. Like, the motherfuckers is getting what they want, bro. That shit crazy. They just getting whatever they want. Oh my God, bro. All right. So De'Ani Hill was getting absolutely demolished by Brooks. Richard made a great breakup on Brooks when they tried to go downfield on him. And then Richard made like another one or two plays outside of that. He was also getting put in a blender. They just weren't always taking advantage. OJ, I really didn't see OJ getting routed. I know at some point it probably happened or whatever, but whenever I saw that camera pan where OJ was at, OJ was doing what he needed to do. He need more reps, dog. I don't even understand why he wouldn't be playing all of the plays. Kiko had his first knockback tackle that I recall of the season. It was on like 3rd and 2. Got in the hole, boom, knocked Brett the fuck back. We seen Kiko do that shit so many times last year. That was the first time we seen him do that shit this year. But so he does that. Outside of that, man, Kiko didn't have a good game in my opinion. But I think we put him in position to not succeed. There's absolutely no reason that Kiko should be covering a running back out of the backfield that's probably the fastest player on their team. That shit don't make sense. It don't make no kind of fucking sense, dog. So for Guidry to even call that and that be his assignment, I gotta question what you're doing. You're putting him in position to fail. You know for a fact that neither one of the fucking safeties are gonna do anything to help him if this motherfucker get beat downfield. The only person that may be there is Mish, because Mish is only good for being a free safety and providing help over top. If Mish is in man coverage, he's cooked. 9 times out of 10. If Mish in man coverage, that boy is barbecue chicken. He can provide the help over the top, but us even asking Kiko to chase Isaac Brown or to guard him is fucking stupid. And we kept doing that shit. Even on the play where he was upfield, that was technically PI on Kiko. They didn't call it, but where Brown dropped the touchdown. Kiko running for his fucking life, trying to catch up to this kid. We should have never asked him to do it in the first place. We shouldn't. We shouldn't, bro. We gotta stop putting these kids in positions that they're not. So we do put them in position to succeed often, but we consistently had him doing this, and a couple of times I've seen him switch it up and put Wesley on him, which is better because Wesley has more speed. But yeah, man, we gotta stop doing that shit. But I didn't like Kiko's play overall. He made that one good stick. Other than that, I couldn't tell you another good play that he made for real. And this is not me ragging on him. It's just I saw Kiko play last year, and the Kiko that played last year versus the one that's playing this year is not the same kid. I don't know if it's the surgeries or whatever it is. The surgeries on both shoulders. He's trying to keep himself whole for the league. I don't know, but that ain't the Kiko I know. Wesley was getting all this praise from the Miami media and stuff after the Cal game. He one of the best in the nation. His PFF grade say this. I don't want to hear none of that bullshit, dog. He made a couple of tackles, but I'm trying to think about a play where I could say, damn, Wesley made that play. If I'm wrong, y'all can tell me in the comments, man, but it's kind of the same shit. Like, these guys not making no fucking impact, dog. They just there. And oftentimes they getting bullied or washed out of a play or just not doing anything. And, Wesley had some missed tackles again, in particular the one on Don Chaney. It was like, bro, I think it might have been like 3rd and 8. Threw it to Chaney. 3rd and 8, 2nd and 8, throw it to Chaney. Wesley got the tackle. He got him dead to rights in front of the sticks. This motherfucker let Don Chaney break a tackle on him. I'm like, bro, you played with this motherfucker. You already know what he about. He ain't got none of that. He ain't getting up out of that. He ain't doing none of that. He don't have that in his bag. And you let him break a tackle on you with this weak ass tackle, and now we give up a fucking 19-yard play. That's a lot of the shit can be solved with the tackling issue. And, I watched Guidry's interview, man, and he pretty much talked about, they was like, oh, what do you think about making it more simple? And he said, I can't make it any more simple. He said, you can't go into a fucking war with BBs, with a BB gun. You gotta have a real gun. He said he's made it as simple as he possibly can, but he said a lot of the problems is these guys aren't, and he didn't say this directly, but he touched on this, like these guys don't have recognition. So a lot of these teams are coming out and they're doing shit that they've never ran all year. And because they haven't ran it all year, at least formation wise, they might be doing some of the same shit out of the formations, but they haven't ran it all year. Because they haven't seen it, they don't know how to key on things and recognize stuff as it develops. They don't know how to understand certain concepts and certain schemes. So if it's a formation they ain't seen them be in or it looks weird, we're lost. We don't know nothing. He said he can't make it no more simple, man. But I tell you one motherfucking thing. Something better happen on that goddamn back end, dog. Because that boy Harris, he got to go. I know some of y'all love him. That's your boy and all of that. But Harris we need his reps cut in half at the very least. Zaquan need to take majority of his snaps. Harris ain't making no plays. I think I saw him make one play the entire game. And I get it. When you watch the film, there's probably things he did right, some things he did wrong. But there's absolutely no reason that we playing football for 60 minutes and I can say that I only saw you make one play when he played as many snaps as he did. Now, I saw him make multiple mistakes that led to touchdowns. And it wasn't just him, so I'm not just blaming him, but he had some mistakes. And they're just too bad. Like, pay attention to him, bro. And I'm not even bullshitting with you. The shit that don't make sense to me is on about half of the snaps that he plays, he's confused. He's one of the few people that consistently is confused about what he's supposed to be doing. You can see him either not lining up right or like you can see the confusion on his like you can see it before the play happens. Every time I see him do that, I swear, I already know he's out to play. No matter what his assignment is supposed to be, he's out to play. The kid he need to watch more film, man. I know people get better with reps and stuff like that, but I need to see Zaquan Patterson in the game. I saw Zaquan Patterson make 2 plays back-to-back, dog, and he made another couple of plays, but he come in the game, boom, on the sideline, nice stick. I don't know if it was a breakup or not. Then on the next play, they threw it to the tight end. He get in there, quick hit. That shit looked like a fumble to me. They didn't even think about reviewing it, looking at it. The announcers just, bro, incomplete pass. Bro, that tight end caught that bitch. He turned, made a football move, and I'm pretty sure he took 2 steps. But I'm saying that to say, like, I remember those moments back to back, and Zaquan only played 20 snaps. And he made 2 other plays in the game. 20 snaps, and I saw him make 4 plays. That's what I mean. Like, motherfuckers playing the whole game, and I can't even tell you multiple plays that they made. And I'm not hating on these kids, because I saw Richard make 2 or 3 plays this game. You get what I'm saying? And y'all know how I feel about him. 25 be getting cooked. He really do. but I saw him make multiple plays. We got to do something about that shit, man. The D line is the D line. That shit only gonna hold up for so long, bro. Like we played well. We don't get as many sacks as I think we should get, but a lot of it is what these teams are doing. They trying to get the ball out their hands quicker. They just doing things we haven't seen because literally everybody pulling out all the motherfucking stops to try to beat us. It is what it is, and that shit is not gonna change. But we got to make a change on the back end. And I know we're not the team to bench a kid and all of that straight up. So I know Jaden Harris won't be on the bench per se. He's still going to play against Florida State. But his snaps need to be cut in half. Worst case, him and Zaquan need to be 50-50. So if defense plays 75 snaps or 80 snaps, he need 40, Zaquan need 40. Or Zaquan need more than him, but he should not be dominating the snap count. I also think we need to play Markeith, bro. Like, I don't know why we're not playing Markeith Williams. He's our best coverage safety. These motherfuckers be getting cooked on the back end, be barbecue chicken and shit. We need to play him more, bro, because if Mish go down, we ain't gonna have no choice but to stick him in the game. And I thought Mish played okay. I saw him provide some good help over the top on a couple of the plays. I can't off the top of my head remember him missing a bunch of tackles this week. And we missed a lot of tackles where we should have, had motherfuckers down. Daryl Porter was letting motherfuckers just catch the ball and shit. I don't know what DP2 been doing this year. He's had a couple of, like, one or two good games, 2 bad games, 2 okay games, but I really don't know what bro doing. Like, it was like 3rd and 9 or some shit. He let this motherfucker catch the ball. Like, we ain't making no plays on the ball at DB for real. I don't know what these motherfuckers is doing. But I felt like Porter and Frederic should have been on Brooks the entire game. Like I said, Richard did make a couple of plays and then he got hit with some PIs later in the game, but I didn't even think we should have necessarily asked him to cover him, too many times. And I know Porter gives up the size with it, but, Porter know what he's doing on the outside when he's focused, when he's locked in. That was that. We saw Cole play earlier. We was rotating a lot of young guys in on defense for real. But yeah, man, we just got to clean up the shit on the back end. But I told y'all, the defense is what the defense is. What we need to do is we need to be opportunistic. We force turnovers and we get pressure on the quarterback. That's all you can expect out of this defense. I told y'all, this shit cheeks. You feel me? That's all you can expect. If you go into a game expecting anything more than that, then you a fool. And it's not that it can't happen because, yeah, they may have some good games later on. I'm just talking about who they are at heart. They have shown us that they're going to consistently give up chunk plays. No matter what ACC team, they're going to give up chunk plays. That's what they're going to do. They're going to have a series where they look good. First series, boom, force a punt. Next series, come out. It is what it is. And then I gotta address this too, man, because this shit blew my mind when I seen it live and after the fucking game, bro. It's motherfucking 3rd and 2. This is the play where Kiko gets the stick, if I'm not mistaken. Boom, he's stick buddy. Louisville never took their offense off the field, bro. They substituted 3 people in. They never put the punter on the field. We standing around not doing anything. These motherfuckers go to the line and we're unprepared. What the fuck are we doing on the sideline? At no point did they take their offense off the field. Even if you think the motherfuckers bluffing, bro, get a play call in. And I'm saying all of this because by the time Louisville started going to the line, it was 17 seconds left. Everybody knows the headset's cut off at 15. The green dot is gone. So Guidry probably got the play call in to Maui Noah right before it cut off. And then he has to tell them, and then, come on, bro. We ain't even set, so we call timeout. They called quarterback sneak. Boom. We come back in. These motherfuckers hold us. They ran the same play. They ain't even switched the shit. Same motherfucking play. Boom. First down. Like, it's just, but, then they do that. Then they give up the Isaac Brown run. And, okay, boom. You give up the Isaac Brown run. You like, all right, we gon' tighten up. You feel me? Like, we gonna tighten up. Isaac Brown get the run. Boom, they up. All right, boom. We scored a touchdown. Jacoby. Sam Brown. TD. And then we come back out this motherfucker, and I'm like, all right, we're up. We're up 17-7. I know we good. No, because they get a little pass to the tight end or whatever. Isaac Brown run the ball, they don't get nothing, and then they go to Chaney on 3rd and 3. Like I said, up the middle. Linebackers go like this. 3rd and 3. Why are we doing this? Leaving the middle open. Run the ball. Chaney for 26. Okay. Boom. Then he hit Colin Lacey. Another first down. Then an incomplete pass. Boom. Then he hit Chris Bell on a motherfucking slant. That Jadaeus Richards, he ended up motherfucking saving the play. That was the other play he made. Richard came in and he made the tackle and all of that and stopped him. And that was when I was telling y'all, what happened with Barrow. Because at that point on the next play, Barrow get a tackle for loss, and then on the very next play, they run the shit with the tight end. He go to the backside and all of that. It's so that happens. Multiple chunk plays, bro. A 26-yarder, a 27-yarder, a 13-yarder, and a touchdown. 13 ain't really that bad, but then we get the ball back. And this is what I mean by flows of the game and shit like that. Like, we get it back. And we driving, bro. We driving the ball. And then 2 back-to-back sacks and an incomplete pass. Like, you just give it back to him. Then the fumble happens. Great momentum play. Great play by Bain and Barrow. The stick. Popo jumped over the top to recover the fumble. I'm like, we cooking. We cooking, bro. Then these motherfuckers miss a field goal. I'm like, bet. So I'm like, when we get the ball back, we good. And then we come out and no gain, incomplete. Punt the ball right back to them. So Louisville get they field goal right at the end of the half. But when they get the ball, bro, they just, boom, 12 yards, couple here, couple there, 17 yards. And boom, that's it. They got downfield. We come out, obviously, man, we get the touchdown. We had a great drive to come out, a great drive. And I'm like, we good. 31-17. We finna take off on these bitch ass motherfuckers. And then the crib kickoff. Then we get the shit back and Fletch fumble. just hand them boys the fucking rock. That's pretty much it, man. Y'all let me know, what y'all think about some of the things that y'all saw and everything. Definitely going to, I may post it separately. I may post the film breakdown piece separately. I'm not sure, because I went through and I rewatched the game, and I had a lot of points and stuff that I wanted to make and kind of touch on some things, but I may or may not do it later, man. But we definitely got to make those changes on defense on the back end for sure, because if we don't, we gonna have a problem. Like, it just, we're playing with fire defensively, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? We just gave up And I know the kickoff don't count, but we gave up 45 of these motherfuckers. Like, how much closer to losing? And we weren't even as close to losing this week as we was the past 2 weeks, but how much more closer do you want to get to losing before you make the changes that need to be made? So, at this point, it's time. Some tough decisions gonna have to be made, man, but some of these Jets gonna have to sit the fuck down. And we gotta put better personnel on the field. Like, even in the case with Harris, right? My whole thing with it is this. If I'm gonna have a motherfucker out there not knowing what to do, bro, I'd rather that be Zaquan Patterson. I'd rather it be a true freshman. If I'm gonna put somebody out there and they don't know what the fuck they doing, I'd rather for it to be the true freshman. Because he's going to continue to grow. He's learning, and he's a true freshman. I expect him to be confused in certain moments. But the reason why I prefer Zaquan, and I'll just touch on this before I get off, is because when I see Zaquan out there, he's going 100 miles an hour no matter what. I'd rather for a motherfucker to be wrong, going 100 miles an hour, and I know even if you fuck up some plays, you going to make some other ones, versus a motherfucker looking around like this, like before the snap, he don't know what the fuck going on, bro. You know what I'm saying? That shit just, it's multiple people that's not doing what they need to do. It's not just 7, but you're a safety, dog. In some of these angles, I haven't seen 7 take a good angle all year to run a play down. Think about this shit, right? Big run versus Florida. Who was trying to chase that play down? Barron. Big run versus Virginia Tech. Who was over there trying to trace that play down? Barron. Big play versus Cal. I don't even remember who was out there trying to chase that down on that play. Last week, like even with the Brown run, because I don't know if I'm going to do the film, so I'm going to get into this real quick. So on that Brown run, right, we call a stunt. I believe it's Barron hooks in, I think Mezzi goes out. So we like this. One of the first things I see when I see Barron this way, Mezzi go that way, right? Kiko is trying to go in the same hole that Barron is going to. I know for a fact that, like, when you see it, you like, oh, no way they hitting that together like that. Especially because of what's going on. Barron's coming in, Mezzi's coming out. There's no way we sending Kiko straight through this. So somebody fucked up right there. And then the next thing you notice, this motherfucker Richard, he don't even know it's a run play, bro. He don't even know it's a run play. Go back and look at the shit. He don't even know it's a run play. The wide receiver ran a route. So the wide receiver run like a little slant. So Richard chases the wide receiver. And by the time he realizes it's a run, he's the outside. He's the one that's supposed to stop that from allowing Buddy to get all the way to the corner, if that makes sense. So he like, oh shit, he tried to turn around, he beat. He already slow, so he not gonna get there, but he beat. So at that point, they literally took the cornerback over this way. By the time he tries to make a play, he turned around, so boom. And then the guy that's left is Jaden Harris. He comes down like this, takes a bad angle, and at that point when he took the bad angle, like, he be moving fast. Like, his legs and arms be moving fast, but he don't be going nowhere for real. I don't know if y'all get what I'm saying. Like, I see him moving fast, but then I see their player running who's also running fast, and there's no gain on it. Like, he's sliding. But nah, man, like, we gotta do something about that. And I don't want it to be a situation where we have to lose. You feel me? Like, in order to make some of these changes. We shouldn't have to do that. So, tough decisions coming, man. Keep playing who they playing on the D-line. The rotations there been good. Continue to rotate the linebackers, in my opinion. We not getting a lot out of Kiko and Wes from good play anyway, so continue to keep them rotations clean and to get the guys behind them more reps just in case anything happens. But I've accepted who the defense is, and I think a lot of Kane fans would be better off if y'all just accept who they are as well. Get some turnovers, get some pressures, but other than that, boy, them chunk plays coming, and if they throw that ball downfield, just hold your breath, because you may never know what the goddamn outcome gonna be fucking around with these boys. But any of the takes or whatever, man, go ahead in the comments. I appreciate everybody that be tuning in on a regular basis. Like I said, I'm committed to doing the videos and everything each week. I might release the Cal archive when I got later. We'll see. But just in general, man, y'all let me know y'all thoughts and comments on the game and the FSU preview. I'll probably release maybe on Thursday, give or take. But other than that, man, it's your boy Wise, man, signing off.
We play this game to win by any means necessary. To our last breath, to the last play, we hunt. When we bleed, it's orange and green. War ready is the phrase often used. Around these parks, it's game time. No need to turn back the hands of time. We back like we never left. One thing that'll never change is the brand, the you.